Hello friends, welcome back to Ball Homestead. My name is Beverly and today we are going to make two different kinds of hot pepper sauce. Right now I'm just getting all the peppers chopped. I had previously washed these and put them in a bag in the refrigerator, and today's the day we're going to get all those peppers taken care of. I have been putting it on the back burner for far too long, so I'm going to chop away at all these peppers and getting them kind of cubed up a little bit easier to process than just throwing them whole into my food processor. Plus, one of the recipes calls for them to be like this before they're cooked. So we're going to do that and get all these peppers chopped up, and then we will begin our recipe. Today, I did all of this pepper prep before I went to my grandson's birthday party. And I did not wear gloves during this process, which was a huge mistake. I thought since I wasn't really messing with the inside too much, that I would be okay to not wear gloves. And that was a huge mistake because my hands are still on fire. I wore gloves whenever I come back the second time, but I used some really hot peppers in that one recipe for Wayne. So anyways, lesson learned. You'd think I'd have known after all this time to always wear gloves, but I didn't. But we're just going to get all these peppers chopped. I have a ton of them. I think there's 2 full gallons and some that were in the refrigerator loosely too. So we have a lot of peppers to work up today, guys. So we're going to get going with that. All right, for the jalapeno hot sauce, we're going to add 32 ounces approximately of jalapeno peppers. And we're going to add probably about 3 or 4 tablespoons of olive oil in there. And we're just going to let that come up to a simmer. Then we're going to cover it and let it cook for 10 minutes. Now we're going to work on these Ancho chili peppers. I have been soaking these. What I do is I buy dehydrated Ancho chili peppers. I usually buy them at a Mexican store, and we always go to BB Flea Market, and they always have a Mexican store there, and I'll buy a couple of pounds of those to make this sauce every year for Wayne. And I boil a big pot of water, and then I put my anchos in there, and I just let them soak. I let these soak all day while I was gone to the birthday party. And I come back, and all I do is pull the stem out, and I'm putting them in my food processor to chop them into a fine paste. That's what you want, is a paste out of this. So I'm just going to let that food processor run until I get them to the consistency that I want them. And I'm going to just keep continuing to do these peppers because there's quite a few of them until we get them all chopped. And we're going to put them into our pot over there and then do another batch because there's quite a few. It took me, I think, 3 or 4 batches of this to get them all done. All right, now that we've got all the Ancho chili peppers done, it's time for us to chop the rest of the peppers that's going to go into the Ancho chili sauce. I have a variety of peppers here. We have Fresno chili peppers, jalapenos, serrano peppers, and some Carolina Reapers. Wayne wants this super hot, so we're going to make it hot for him. I also have quite a few cloves of garlic. This morning I peeled 6 whole heads of garlic for both of these sauces. So I kind of split it between the two is what I did. So we put about 3 cloves of garlic in this sauce, and we're going to put about 3, not cloves, heads of garlic in this sauce and 3 heads in the other sauce. And we're going to blend that up until it's super, super blended. We want it like a thick paste almost. So we're just going to blend it completely up, and then we're going to put that in with our ancho chilies. Now is the moment I add the Carolina Reapers. I am terrified of these peppers because I don't want to get burned by them. I know they're super hot. So all I did was cut the tops off of them and put them in the food processor. I am letting it do the blending. I'm putting on a pair of gloves because I feel like I'm going to have to go through this and make sure there isn't any chunks of pepper. I want it all blended. So once that's all done, I'm going to go through the sauce really well with my gloved hand. And here I am stirring the jalapenos. Our 10-minute window went up. So we're just going to stir those. And now we're going to add the garlic, the vinegar, the salt, and the sugar to this. I'm adding that garlic right now. That's a lot of garlic, guys. It took me a while to peel all that garlic this morning. Now we need, I believe I add 4 cups of vinegar. I'm going to go grab that. And we are going to add 12 tablespoons of sugar, 2 teaspoons of salt, and we're going to mix that well together. And then we're going, whenever it comes back to a boil, we're going to set our timer for 10 more minutes because we want those peppers to really cook down. I'll post all the recipes to these in the description. The one the ancho one, I kind of wing it, but I will post how I kind of did it. This actual jalapeno hot sauce, I had a recipe that I followed. So I kind of duplicated similar things to that one, but I will post both in the description. I'm going to add the rest of the sugar that we need. We're going to need about 12 tablespoons there, so I'm just kind of guesstimating that. We're going to mix all that together. And once it comes back to a boil, we're going to cover it again and let it cook again for 10 more minutes. Okay, now back to the ancho sauce. We're going to dump those peppers, but like I said, we're going to take that gloved hand and go through and make sure there isn't any big pieces of pepper. And I'm finding some, so I'm going to take them out and set them aside. I don't want any big chunks of pepper in there. I want it all very smooth and paste-like. So we're going to go through it all and get all those peppers out. Toss them either back in the food processor, get that blade in, and chop those few that didn't get completely chopped up. All right, now to this pan, we're going to add 4 cups of vinegar, and we're going to check it from there and kind of see the consistency. On this one, I want a really thick sauce. Wayne likes to add this to tacos and all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to add about 4 tablespoons of salt and about 4 to 6 tablespoons of sugar. And we're going to mix all that together. And we're just going to bring this up to get it really hot. I'm going to tell you why. Once this stuff started boiling or started heating up, it was so hot. My eyes were running, my nose was running. I couldn't hardly take it. There was a few more jalapenos I had over there, so I went ahead and chopped them and added them to this. We're going to mix all that in, but all I'm going to do is bring this up to a boil. Once it gets to a boil, I'm going to turn it off. And the reason being is because I couldn't take it. The smell was so strong in the air, it literally took my breath away. So I decided to do it this way and to water bath can it longer, so it was trapped inside the jar and it could just cook inside the jar. I couldn't take the heat. As it's about to go off, we're going to actually go ahead and turn that timer off. And this one is too, so we're going to turn them both off. Guys, the smell of pepper in this kitchen is unbelievable. I've got so much sauce going, I think I've about overdid it with the seasoning here. All right, now we're gonna get all this jarred up and in the water bath canner. We gotta let this one cool so we can blend it in the food processor, but we'll let it cool or we're jarring the other one up. Got my water bath canner here, get it filled with water. I'm actually going to move this over here so I can set that canner there. Good way to clean your sinuses out, guys. I'm going to water bath this for about 30 minutes just because I want those flavors to meld a little more together. I just can't stand cooking it very long in here because of the aroma of the peppers. I mean, it's got me all messed up. Alright, I'm going to get these. Alright, we're going to get our jars filled here. So we are going to fill these jars and leave about an inch of headspace. That's perfect. It's about a half an inch, but I think that'll be fine. We're going to take a butter knife. Debubble. Wipe our rims and get these into the canner. Whew. The canner's hot. We're going to go ahead and lower the rack and get the lid on. We're going to wait about 10 minutes and check it and see if it's ready to start timing. In the meantime, I'm going to rinse this pan. I'm using my gloves too because this stuff is stout. I mean, it's like take your breath stout. But I'm going to rinse it all off, anything that's touched it. Goodness, that stuff is stout. All right, now we need to blend down our jalapeno stuff. This I can handle the smell of, but whew, that other was just take a breath. Wayne loves hot stuff though. We're going to do about half of this. We're going to blend that up. All right, while we're blending that, I want to make this like a fine, thin sauce. So I'm just going to let it blend. I did pick up, I've looked everywhere for some sauce bottles. And the last place I looked was Hobby Lobby, and I found these cute little bottles that we're going to use for our hot sauce. So I picked up about 3 of them because I plan on taking one of these bottles to work and having a couple here for the house. I want to can some of this, but I also want to have some in the refrigerator for us to enjoy. So I'm going to fill these bottles with the sauce. As you can see, I kind of overfilled that one. I'm just going to shut it and get the bottle rinsed off. And I'm just going to keep plugging along, filling up my other bottle, and then we'll get the rest ready for the canner. Now for this, for water bath canning, I just water bathed it for about 10 minutes. I took it out. I put it in with the other. I only had 1 jar that I water bathed. The rest I'm going to end up putting in a quart jar because there was some left. Wasn't quite enough for a pint. And I thought, you know what? I think we'll eat this pretty quick. I'm going to go ahead and put it in a quart jar and let it cool. Set it in the refrigerator. And we can refill our bottles with this first jar. So that's what I end up doing. I end up getting a quart jar out and putting it in it. So anyways, I'll show you what everything looks like when we're done. All right, we got our 8 pints of the smoking hot sauce for Wayne. This one's the one that included the Carolina Reapers that literally took my breath. I did let it water bath for 30 minutes just so it might cook that down a little more in the jar because I couldn't take the aroma it was putting off. Then we got 1 pint of our jalapeno hot sauce water bath. We have our 2 full bottles and our half full quart jar. I think these are going to be delicious. I can't wait to try it. After the heat that I have endured today from these babies, I decided I didn't want to taste test it yet. My hands are on fire from the little bit that I did not wear gloves. And anyways, it has definitely, this one right here, I hope he loves this because I hope it's a whole nother year before I ever have to make this again. It was so smoking hot. The aroma just got my sinuses all flowing. If you ever need a sinus clean out, make some hot sauce. This one wasn't bad at all. I can see me making more of this because I feel like we're really going to enjoy this. But anyways, I hope these videos, this video helps you and gives you ideas for making sauce with your jalapenos or your peppers from your garden. Anyways, thank you, friends, for stopping back by our homestead. Please like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye.